Hey everyone, welcome back to the Wyoming Knits YouTube channel. My name is Jenny Lee and this is my channel where I like to talk about all the things that I've been knitting on over the past week. Today is Sunday, November 2nd, 2025, and this is episode 113. You can find me on Instagram as Jenny Lee Knits, and you can find me on Ravelry as Jenny Lee S Knits. And today I'm coming to you from Southwest Wyoming, where I live with my husband, our daughter, and our little Yorkie, Dax. It is currently about 12:30, and our temperature outside is about 64 degrees. It is nice and sunny today. We've had a beautiful last couple of days for Halloween. It was so nice and warm. I did not get a picture of me in my Halloween costume. Maybe when I'm finished with this, I will take a picture. It was dark when I left for school in the morning, so the lighting wasn't great for a picture, and then by the end of the day, I'd put on a t-shirt and some like leggings underneath of it, and I had taken it off by the end of the day when I was cleaning up my classroom to come home. So I didn't get a picture of me after school in it either. So I'll try to get a picture and then pop it in so you can see what I was for Halloween. All the kids thought it was so fun. They were like, "Oh, you're a pony!" And "You're a unicorn!" They thought it was so fun. So today I have a finished object. I have 6 works in progress, and I have October's stash stats for you today. I will share how many grams in, how many grams out, and how much money I spent on knitting supplies, and how much money I received from YouTube this month. So let's start by talking about finished objects. My first finished object, my only finished object, is my Maude sweater. I absolutely love it. I am wearing a black camisole underneath. It has this awesome lace detail on the arms and on the body. Let's see, can I move this so you can see? There we go. It hits. So here's my jeans. My belly button is right here. Goes almost to the end of my, the top of my pants is here, the bottom of my pockets. I love it. It blocked out so nice. I had to cake up one more skein, and I had this much left over from one sleeve. When I switched over to the other sleeve, I just grabbed a new, is this a cake? I just grabbed a new one and did the other sleeve, and then I had a little bit left when I went back to pick up the collar. I did have to, I think I used this on one of the sleeves and then picked up with the collar, and I used whatever was left. Well, I used the largest one of what was left of my mohair, and I ran out about half, well, 3/4 of the way through my collar, and I didn't want to attach the other mohair, so I just finished with the fingering weight. You do like a knit 2 together bind off, and when I do this, the knit 2 together bind off, I knit 2 together, bind off, knit the live stitches, bind off, knit 2 together, bind off, knit one of the live stitches, bind off. So I do like every other. Does that make sense? And then when I am doing this, I usually try to, on the inside of here, I will follow this line and make sure that this stitch that I'm sewing down is this stitch that I'm knitting together with. And so then the collar doesn't start to lean one way or the other. So I just followed it down, knit, bound off, knit one of the live stitches, bound that off, then followed down the next column, knit those two together, bound off. And so the neckline is still pretty stretchy. I can get it over my head. That way this is not too tight from the bind off. I love it. I think it is so nice and cozy. We'll see how the lace is at school. I'm planning on wearing this Tuesday or Wednesday to school. Sometimes our hallways are a little chilly, and just because different people going inside, outside to recess, switching classes, people coming in the building, people leaving the building, we can get some airflow throughout the building sometimes, and I think that my arms get cold when I feel that airflow. Not necessarily that I am cold, but I can feel it on my arms and I don't like it. So we'll see how this works at school. It might be one of my new favorite sweaters to wear. I love the mohair. I love the extra little kind of speckly bits that you can kind of see when you're really close, but you can't really see that close when you're that close. So I have the yarn that I used Knit Picks to Loft in the color Cosmopolitan, and I used Yarn B in the color Unicorn Horn. So I held those two together to get this nice pink sweater. So it weighed 421.5 grams when I was finished, and I weighed this. So I used just barely over 4 skeins of this Yarn B. I had to bust into the 4th skein. Let's weigh the 4th skein. It says that there's 75.5 grams left. I'm not sure if it started out exactly 100 grams, but 75.5 grams left of that cake. So I needed 3¼ skeins for this in the main color, and then I had 6 of these, and I have 1 and a little bit left. Right? No. Yeah, I think I had 6. Got my Wyoming Knits sticker on my, this is just a cup I got from Walmart. And is there anything else I want to tell you about this? I knit the 3rd size. I have a 34-inch bust most of the time. I usually go off my upper bust. I love it. I love the color. It's not green, but I do love it. And I think I will get a lot of wear out of it, especially in the fall and the spring. This will be a nice, fun spring sweater to wear like in March and April. So let's talk about my works in progress today. The first thing I have is this project. It is in a Happy Mermaid Yarn Co bag that I got a few years ago. They do have bags on their Etsy shop. They're different sizes, different patterns, so go check those out. I'm doing, this is a sock. I'm using Blackbird Sycamore yarn in the color Inky. And it's this beautiful blue. I'm doing the Stack of Books pattern by Witchery. And last time you saw it, I was almost ready for the heel. I have since put in the heel, and I'm working on the foot. So I started this with a German twisted cast on 9-inch circular needles, size 0. I did 64 stitches, 20 rounds of a 2x2 rib, and then I went into the Stack of Books pattern. I wanted something that was squishy. Then I did a slip stitch heel flap that I got from the Crazy Sock Ladies Vanilla Socks pattern. I just always put that heel in. I think Witchery has a different heel in this pattern, but when I get to the heel, I just put in the one I know. Most socks you can substitute whatever heel you want. And then I finished the pattern down the foot. I think I have just a little bit left to go to finish off the foot. This is going to be a birthday gift. Her birthday is in December, so I am getting a good head start on these. This is the first sock, and that's about all I got with those ones. Then I worked on this next set of socks. This is a Mountain State Stitches bag. I will have all the bag makers linked with the project below. I will have my project page where you can find the pattern, and then I will also have a link to the yarn shop where I bought the yarn. Not every yarn is available all of the time, so you'll just have to go look at the shops and see what is available. I'm pretty sure this yarn is no longer available. It is the Knit Picks Fettuccine in the color Lemon Bar. And I am doing the String of Lights pattern by Witchery on this sock. And I was almost to the heel on this one. I tend to get going on the leg, and then when I think I'm close to the heel, I put it down because I'm like, I don't want to do the heel yet. Because when I do the heel, I like to do the heel flap, the heel turn, and then pick up my gusset stitches, and if I don't have enough time to do that, I don't want to start the heel. I can stop in the middle, I have before, I just don't like to. And so this is the Stack of Books pattern. I started pretty much exactly the same way, 64 stitches with a German twisted cast on, 20 rounds for the cuff, and then I went into the String of Lights pattern, and it worked out that when I did my heel flap and came back and picked up my stitches, my pattern, my self-striping pattern was in about the same spot, so it didn't really mess up the stripes too much. I usually don't try to make them match. I don't do anything different with the heel flap. I don't pull, I just, same strand of yarn, I just go into the heel, I do it. If it matches, it matches. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I'm not too concerned about having super matchy self-striping socks. So this one has quite a ways to go before I am at the toe. I do almost all of my socks on 9-inch circular needles, size 0, and I get about 8 stitches per inch. Then the next thing I worked on is in this Katie's Randomness bag. I love this like dragon scale fabric on the front with the little pocket. I am doing a Musselburgh hat. I'm using Ridiculous yarn in the color Witch's Brew, and I have made a little more progress. I was right here last time, and I've made it a little bit further. I'm doing this one on a size 1.5. I'm pretty sure there's also 8 stitches per inch on this one. I like these Musselburghs to be close to the same kind of fabric I have for my socks. I don't like hats that are too, like the gauge is too loose. I feel like they're too cold. And so I am just doing the adult small with the 8 stitches per inch gauge. And that's what I got so far. I kind of like how this is just kind of all over the place, pooling, kind of looks tie-dyed, kind of. I don't know, it'll be pretty fun to see how it works up. And then I'll have a new winter hat. I need to start my husband's black one. So that is the Musselburgh by Ysolda Teague. Then the next thing I worked on was in this bag by Awesome Grannie. I have about 3 that are this size. I think this is the medium or large size. Most of the time she has the same prints. She has the library book print almost all the time. But this is my Doppio sweater, and I tried it on. I do like how it's fitting. I was right there last time, so I did work on it quite a bit, and I got to the end of this strand right here, and I had caked up my next set, my next skeins of yarn. I'm at the bottom on, I think I wanted to go two more rounds and then do the hem on the bottom. I am almost out of my first skein, and I want to make sure that my sleeves are long enough. So I think what I'm going to do is put the bottom on hold. I might even just leave these needles on here with the stoppers and get my 3-inch tips for my sleeves. Uh-oh, don't fall off there. Make sure those are tight. Get the 3-inch tips for the sleeves and start working on the sleeves, and then see how much yarn I have left. I might have to rip back and make this a little more cropped because I do not have any more of this. I could look on the website, but I'm not sure. It would be a different tie-lot also, and the Melisas would also be probably a different dye lot. Let me show you what I'm using. Let's see. This one is the Melisas in the Dusty Petal. This one is the Melisas in the Vintage Rose. And then I have, let me find the tag. This is Cake Wool Co. in the color Russian Dressing. So I'm holding all 3 of those together to get this beautiful color. I thought this was a nice, beautiful fall color, and I think I'm going to love it. It is knit on a size 10 needle. I think I'm doing the 2nd size. Let me pull this up. I have all of my patterns in Good Notes. I am doing the 2nd size. So I mark off all my stuff on Good Notes. I love how it has the pencil and you highlight or mark off and you can draw on it. You can put hashtags or whatever, or hash marks, and then erase it if you need to. I love to use my iPad and I'll pull up split screen. I'll pull up YouTube and my pattern and watch YouTube in the afternoons while I knit. I think that was all I had to say about this one. And then because I didn't want to pick up the sleeves yet, I put this in my pile next to me, and I picked up this bag. This is a Sassy Sacks. She has a Etsy store. I really like this size. This is the sweater size, or large, I think. I picked up my garden cardigan again, and for the garden cardigan I am using another Blackbird Sycamore yarn, and this one is the color Mocha Mars. It's beautiful, beautiful green and pink and mauve and brown, and I am holding it double with this Drops Kid Silk. This is the color Apple. I think the color number on here is 18. I got this one off of Amazon. And I am almost finished with the body. So here is the back neck, and I was right here last time I showed it. I did a few lace repeats. I think I have one more pattern repeat to go, and then it will be at the length from the underarm to the bottom, and then I start the ribbing and then come back and pick up sleeves, because the collar or the button band, I don't think there's any buttons on this. I haven't done any buttonholes, but the collar is worked at the same time. So once I finish with the bottom ribbing and do the sleeves, I think it's finished. You don't have to go back and do a neckline. So that's going to be super nice. I love how this is working up together. I love the green. It reminds me of apples in the fall, like apple trees. So this will be a fun fall cardigan. Or in the spring, it kind of might remind you of the apple tree, like maybe the crabapple tree when it's getting all of its cute little buds and flowering. So I am working on that. I'm making, I want to say the second or third size on that one. I think I'm making the third size, and you use a size 6. All of my sizes and needle sizes will be on my project page that I will link below. Then I pulled out this bag. This is another bag by Awesome Granny, and you have seen this one before. Oh, I don't think I put this on my notes. I did not. I have to add that. I just worked a couple more rows this week. So it's slowly growing. This is the Lily's Scrap Blanket by Jen Peck. I'm using Till Torch Knits Solstice Countdowns from December 2023 and December 2024. So I got a little bit of work this week. Last week I told you I wanted to work on my melting marl blanket, and it was over there in the corner. And so I think, I don't remember which day of the week it was, I came up here and I grabbed my bag and I pulled it out because I wanted to work on it. I have this bag, but then I have my tote bag with, or my, it's not a tote bag, it's a tote box with all of my pink yarn in it. And I have finished one whole blanket repeat. So there's three repeats, three patterns that you repeat. So you do section 1, section 2, section 3. I have gone through that one time, and I was right here last time I showed it, and I did from here to here this week, and that's what I got so far. Let's see if I can pull this out a little more so you can kind of see. This was like a pinky purple, and I thought it was more pink, and it ended up being more purple than I thought it was. But I finished it all. It's in there. I'm not ripping back. When I got to, so like section 1 has a different stitch count than section 2, and section 2 has a different stitch count than section 3, but they all, like, when you finish section 1, then the first row of section 2 you do some increasing or decreasing, I can't remember, to get to that stitch count, and you do some things, and then on section 3 you're increasing the first round and then decreasing the next few rounds, then increasing, then decreasing. And so by the time I got back to row 1, section 1, my stitch count was really off, and I didn't have stitch markers in there, and I didn't want to go back and put stitch markers in there because for section 1 the stitch markers are in a different spot than in section 2, and they're in a different spot in section 3, and I didn't want to move my markers around too many times, so I just took them all out. I think I might need them, but it's a blanket. I can fudge it. I think the part that I messed up on, you can kind of see right here, this eyelet round and this eyelet round are supposed to be stacked on top of each other. This one is slightly off, and this one is slightly off. Drop in my bag. Then the next one, I think, but over here at the beginning, they're exactly, like this one and this one are exactly where they need to be, so I don't really want to rip back. I could drop down and fix it if I really wanted to, or one side of my blanket can just be lopsided. I don't know. I might fix it, might not. It's a blanket. It's a scrap blanket. Now I just have all of my darker pinks to put in there, and then move into my reds. And judging on how many pink yarn I still have left to put in here, it said to do sections 1 through 3 4 times. And if I have, let's see, pink, red, orange, yellow, if my pink gets through 2, and then my red and my orange and my yellow, I might have a pink through yellow blanket and then get to do a different blanket with my green and blue and purple. I don't know. We'll see. Put this back in the bag so I can pick it up. It's easier to work on from the bag than it is from the tote. So that's everything I worked on this week. Pretty sure. I don't think I worked on anything else. I didn't start anything new. I didn't work on any of my other blankets. Yeah, that's everything I worked on. I did get some mail this time though. I told you that I ordered some Knit Picks Felici, and I also got my Yarnberry yarn for October. And so the Yarnberry is, it's called Buckleberry Fairy, and it is beautiful. So she had this is her Shire sock set club. I will only be getting this for the next 2 months, and then I think I gotta do I gotta do something different with my clubs. Where have I been putting this? Right over here, I think. Then let me grab my box I got from Knit Picks. I got this box, and I had ordered some of their Felici sock yarn. I got 2 skeins of each one because they are 50 grams each. This one is Fairy Chimney. There's some purples and pinks and creams. Then we have This one is Professor. There's purple and blue periwinkle and pink. So these ones are kind of similar. Then I got Tadpole with the blues and greens. And this one is After School. Misbehavin'. And of course I had to get Gravity. So I have two, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 new colors of Felici. So that was 600 grams plus the 120 from the Yarnbrary. So 720 grams this week. Let's talk about my stash stats. I have my computer right here. I have it all pulled up. I could put in a graphic of what my spreadsheet looks like for October. My yarn tracker and my budget tracker. I decided I was going to track how much I spent on yarn and yarn supplies, knitting supplies, and then how much YouTube pays because I have monetized my channel. They pay out $100. Okay, when you are monetized, they will not pay you until you reach the pay threshold of $100. And so after they pay you, you have to reach $100 again before they will pay you again. But they only pay out at the end of every month. So in, let's say I get paid in June, then July I didn't get $100. I don't get a paycheck, or I don't get paid for July yet. And then in August, it keeps accumulating from June and from July and August. And then once you reach $100, then they will pay you at the end of that month. And it takes about a month. And so I've been getting anywhere between $100 and $170 every 2 months. So if you have a channel and you're wondering how much you'll get monetized, for my subscription count, my watch hours, it's not quite $200 every 2 months is what I'm getting paid. So I'm going to put that on there also, and then you can see how much money I've spent on yarn stuff and how much money I'm making from my YouTube channel. So let's talk about yarn first. Yarn in, I had 940 grams of yarn. I had my Yarnable October, my Mama Jess sock set, my Yarnberry sock set, and my Felici yarn. So that was 940 grams. And then for grams out, I had 1,053 grams. So I did 100 grams in a hat, 75 grams socks, 360 grams in quarter-3 prizes, 6 blanket squares, 68 grams in Halloween socks, and 421 grams in my sweater, for a total of 1,500, or no, 1,053 grams. So that put me at a difference of negative 113 grams. So I had more grams out than in this month, third month in a row. So that was nice. And then this month I got paid from YouTube $141. I spent $9.50 on a pattern, I'm just going to round these, $36 on my Yarnberry socks, $88 for knit picks, $12 for my Twin Stitches Designs membership, and $35 for my Yarnable subscription, rounding up $36. So I spent $40 more than I made this month. And right now I'm not looking to spend less than I made because I am not consistently getting the same amount every month. So I just wanted to see how much I bring in, how much I put out, how much I'm spending, how much I'm making from YouTube, and see what the year brings this year, and then make some decisions going into next year, next fall, and just have a more informed look on what my yarn looks like. So if you have any questions, leave them in the description box below. If you would like to leave a comment on what you are working on or what your favorite project was this time, leave that in the description box or in the comment box. Also hit the like button, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, and I will see you next week. Until then, happy knitting.